Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your daily roundup of articles featured in Hacker News. Today, we're diving into a really cool GitHub project, RadiaCode, a Python library for controlling RadiaCode-10x radiation detectors. It's got amazing potential.
I'm all ears. So what exactly does this library let you do? Is it just reading radiation levels, or is there more to it?
Oh, it's way more than just reading levels. You can collect real-time measurements, analyze the radiation spectra, and even manage the device settings, all through Python. Think remote control for your radiation detector.
Wow, that's powerful. How does the connectivity work? Is it just USB, or are there other options?
Both! It supports both USB and Bluetooth connectivity, giving you flexibility in how you use it. The documentation even includes examples for both connection types. Pretty neat, huh?
Definitely. And what about the analysis part? How detailed is the spectral analysis?
The library lets you acquire and analyze the full spectrum data. You get the live time, total counts, and you can even access energy calibration coefficients. It's quite comprehensive.
Impressive. So is it easy to get started? I'm assuming some Python knowledge is required, but what about the hardware setup?
Getting started is surprisingly straightforward. They provide a great quick start guide. You just need to install the library using pip, and then you can run their examples. The examples cover both basic terminal output and a more advanced web interface. The web interface is particularly cool.
A web interface? That's unexpected. What does that look like?
Yeah, it's a really nice touch. It's a simple but functional web app that displays the radiation data in real time. They even provide the code for both the back end and the front end, making it easy to understand and modify. It's a great way to visualize the data.
That's fantastic for visualization. But what about platform compatibility? Does it work on all operating systems?
It's pretty good across the board. It works well on macOS and Windows using USB. Linux supports both USB and Bluetooth, but you might need to install some additional libraries and potentially UDEV rules for USB access. macOS Bluetooth support is limited by the Bloopy library, unfortunately.
So some minor oxygen monosulfide specific hurdles, but overall it seems very versatile. What's the license like? Is it open source and freely usable?
Absolutely. It's licensed under the MIT license, so it's completely open source and free to use for both commercial and non-commercial purposes. The community seems pretty active too, with several contributors listed on the GitHub page.
That's great to hear. It sounds like a really well-made and useful project. Thanks for highlighting it.
My pleasure. This RadiaCode library is a fantastic example of how open-source projects can make powerful tools accessible to a wider audience. It's definitely worth checking out if you work with radiation detectors or are interested in radiation monitoring. And that's all the time we have for today's Tech Bytes and News. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.
Bye-bye.